I'm Kate Vitasic, the University of Tennessee's faculty for our vested programs for highly collaborative and successful business relationships. Today I want to be sharing with you a concept around how you can help build trust with a transparency commitment matrix. So building trust, we've talked about that. I used an analogy of transparency playing poker and how you can be much more powerful when you work together and you can see all aspects of the business. But face it, sharing is hard, especially when it comes to things like money and budgets and margins and even being comfortable putting elephants in the room that you normally wouldn't talk about. So today's tool or tip is a tool we call the Transparency Commitment Matrix. Let's look at this tool and I will share with you how it works. So you'll see I've got a simple little PowerPoint here. You can put this in Word, you can put this on flip charts, it really doesn't matter. The concept of what we're trying to do is what's important. So you'll have your focus areas on the left. I've broken this down into 3 areas where organizations have difficulty being transparent. Money, performance, and then building trust. Things like, should I share company strategies? What parts of our company strategies? Putting elephants in the room. Right? Or, the relationship levels and building what kind of things would you do that could help you build overall trust in the relationship. But let's start up here looking at money, because I think that's the one most people have the most problems with. I've got 3 categories here. Cost. As you know, if you're following Vested, that we teach the benefits of total cost of ownership and the need to have transparency with the supplier's margins. Because if I don't understand the profitability of the supplier, they may actually be not making enough money, or we may be having incentives where they make too much money. So we want to have that margin matching process in our pricing model. And so we need to understand what the appropriate margins are for our suppliers. Next, budgets, right? Suppliers really can benefit from having the budgets and the cost information from the buyer. So talking about these things, about being transparent, is often hard. People often use the analogy, it's like skinny dipping. Who's going to go first, right? Oh, you're going to go, and it's like this virtual back and forth. And so rather than try to figure out who goes first and put yourself in that uncomfortable position, what the Transparency Commitment Matrix does is it says we're going to commit to be transparent. Now let's talk about what we're going to commit to be transparent about. So it's kind of that discussion before you actually have to go forward. So in the tool here, next to each focus area, there's a today box and then there's a go forward commitment. So simply walk through each one of the areas, talk about what you're doing today. You're probably not sharing your margins or your budget today, but talk about the benefits. What can you gain by sharing this information? And then commit as a partnership what you're willing to share and what you're willing not to share. For example, company strategies. Very common that you don't share information about acquisitions or divestitures. So you can put what you want to share, what you're not willing to share, and this tool will help you have that runway. I like to think of it as almost like a plane taking off. You don't go from, being on the ground to in the air right away. You actually have this runway, and this tool is going to give you a runway to have that discussion and feel comfortable about what to share. So I hope that you have learned a lot about some tips, a tip on how to help you prepare to be transparent. It really is a fantastic tool in our toolkit. If you have any questions, just reach out to vestedfaculty@utk.edu.